What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another fun-filled episode of the Burnout Brighter podcast. My name is Matt, and I'll be your host for this evening's events. I'm joined, as always, by the wonderful, the illustrious, the incredible Destiny. What's up, girl?
Hey, always happy to be here amongst family.
I know. I can just feel you smiling. I
was actually
heart.
smiling.
There you go.
Smiling. Yeah.
I know. That's what I meant. I felt it. You thought I was being a dum-dum, and
I just thought you were being
was
sarcastic because
I know.
I never know. But
Excellent.
Let's jump right into this. What have you been up to?
Me? Wow, look at me.
You were not ready.
I was
not prepared,
so not
and
ready.
I love it.
I was 100% already. But before I get to me very quickly, yes, this is episode 151. Thanks for joining us. It'll be all about survival games and a whole bunch more. But in terms of what I've been up to, I've been up to a bunch. I jumped into multiverses. And I gotta say, pleasantly surprised. Really pleasantly surprised. I was going into it expecting, honestly, not much. For anybody who's curious, Multiverses is the new free-to-play game coming from WB and folks, featuring characters from DC, like Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman, and they have characters like Tom and Jerry and Rick and Morty are on their way, and like Arya from Game of Thrones, like a really interesting cast of characters. And the game is currently in its preseason. It's going to be starting season 1 soon, so I decided to hop in and check it out. And like I said, pleasantly surprised. This is the first game that I think could actually mechanically compete with Smash Bros. Because there have been a couple that have attempted. PlayStation All-Stars had some really cool ideas, but ultimately the way that you had to use specials to KO characters was a little weird. And then Nickelodeon that came out this past December, I think, just
with their wasn't that great.
Just wasn't up to snuff. Like, it was missing voice acting, which made the game feel like really dead. And for like a game that has such like an iconic cast of characters, voice acting should have been there day one. It's on its way, but like it should have been there. Mm-hmm. And even like mechanically, like it just felt a little too floaty. Multiverses feels great. I was messing around with it's cool because like there are characters that are free, right? So anybody can hop in and play, and there's 4 characters that'll be free, and then every 2 weeks it actually rotates through those 4 free characters, and then like you actually make a decent amount of gold to be able to unlock new characters at a fairly quick pace. Like, after spending, I don't know, I probably played for like a couple hours, I had enough money to buy Harley Quinn, and I'm like well on my way to be able to buy my next character. Game feels great. It's a lot of fun online. Like, it has some really cool co-op like team mechanics to a fighter like this. Like, there are characters that can basically, like, I was online and I was playing as Harley Quinn, and I was teamed up with the random dog elk thing, the new character they created for Multiverses, and it has an ability that like tethers you to it. And like, I was basically like jumping around and kicking all the butt, flying around, but then like my percentage obviously went high. So like when I got hit, I went flying, and he would tether me to himself and then like pull me back before I died. And then it was basically like a timer, because there are cooldowns for the abilities, until like I was able to basically like retether myself. And like, so it turned into this like game of like running away and evading while also dealing damage until that rebuilt. I think that this game has a really cool cast of characters. I think it has a lot more to offer, and I'm excited to keep playing with it. Like, I was kind of thinking, it would be fun. I know you don't like these types of games, but it would be kind of fun to like maybe grab some of our content creator friends and do like a let's play of this, because it's free and it's crossplay, so all of us can play from anywhere.
I guess so. Yeah, we can do that. But I also still really want us to have a Minecraft party. So
we do need to have a Minecraft party. Yeah, we need to set that up, because I saw that what was it? Jeremy basically said, "Sorry, busy."
Yeah, which, you know what? He's coming on, so I don't really care what he has to say. So hopefully, I hope you're listening, Johnny. And I know Matt just called him Jeremy, but that's because that's his name, like his pseudonym, but
his
whatever.
Twitter name. Yeah,
his Twitter name. Well, no, he was like, that's my pseudonym, but like nobody. Okay, what had happened is like he made the pseudonym like after I think he joined level 1. Yeah, and everybody had already called him Johnny, so like the pseudonym never worked. Anyways, he's going to be on the show sometime this month, hopefully, and you guys will get to hear all the fun things that Johnny has to say.
Also, it fucking killed me, D, when you tagged Baron and Jeremy Renner talking about playing something together. And then Baron was like, "What? Hawkeye plays games?" I was dying. I was dying because I know you 100% meant to tag Johnny
I
and
did.
instead tagged Hawkeye, and I was dying sitting there reading
I
my the real.
totally did, but then like I was like, I'm not gonna delete it.
Oh no, I'm so glad you didn't. It was really funny. But yeah, we need to do that. Otherwise, I don't know if I remember. I don't remember if I talked about Stray or not. I played and finished Stray. Game's more amazing, really cute. I feel
You
like I
did, and
did.
I told you not to say anymore because I
Right.
just bought it and I'm going to play it. I just haven't done it yet.
Listen, episode 150 both feels like 7 years ago and like 2 days ago, and
Yeah, no.
I don't remember most of what happened. So like I don't remember really a lot from it, but it was a great time. So
It's
so
been a
matters.
week. Okay? It's been a week from that point from last week to like today.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a week. And one
It's
of the
been a
things
week.
I wanted to talk about is like I know everybody knows we delayed the show and everything like that, but it is so important. Like we are such big advocates for mental health. Like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I forget that I push for mental health for everyone else. Like, you know, if you need something, like make sure
Yep.
you're like getting it. That like we here at the podcast sometimes to like we forget to take care of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I apologize that we had to push it, but at the same time, like it's important. It's important for us to like not get burnt out on a show that's about being burnt out doing the things that you love doing. So, yeah, thank you for understanding everyone for that because we really appreciate you. We love you. We love doing this and we want to keep doing it. And
Yep.
sometimes we got to take a break. Sometimes we got to push things. So, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm glad we did it, and you're 100% right. Like we talk all the time about taking care of ourselves and each other, and yeah, we hit a point this week that we were just all kind of like tired and a little bit burnt out. So we took an extra day to kind of rest and recuperate a little bit. And then the other thing that I've been playing is Digimon Survive. One
I
of the
saw
games I
that.
have been the most anticipating for years now. Like I think it was first announced like 3 years ago, and like it kept being left in this like nebulous space of is it coming, is it not coming, and there was a whole bunch of worry the week of because like review codes didn't go out, so people were like, "That's usually a bad sign." I love this freaking game. I really, really do. It is definitely a visual novel first, um, and like I like, and it's a strategy game with its battles second, because there is a lot of reading, there is a lot of choice making and conversation options to have. Apparently, the choices will start to matter. Like the way that your Digimon digivolve can actually depend on the choices that you've made,
Mhm.
along with evidently some characters can actually live or die depending on the choices that you make. So it seems like they
Oh my
went in
god,
a
like
bit.
permadeath?
Apparently, I'm only on chapter
Okay.
3, but I'm already like 8 hours into the game. So it seems like people are talking. Apparently, it's around 30 hours long. And like yeah,
But
apparently like
aren't all the
characters.
characters kids?
Yep,
So we're gonna perma kill kids in this game, possibly.
possibly.
Wow, that's an
And like I don't know.
I'm wondering how that's gonna go over.
And like I don't know if it's like Digimon that are gonna die or like the kids are gonna die. Like
Oh,
I don't
okay.
like
I
that's also a
understand
possibility.
Digimon dying, but I think like I don't know, we're kind of waiting in the weeds if we're gonna start killing off kids in a game.
Well, like this feels a lot like Danganronpa, and that game is
Mm.
infamously famous for murdering everyone. So like I wouldn't be surprised if it goes in that direction. Like even from like the presentation and the art style, it's very much like borrowing from Danganronpa. But for me, like I'm having a fantastic time with it. I finally got a Patamon today, so I was absolutely overjoyed. Like you can get random Digimon just by going out and free battling and talking to them and making like convincing them to join your team. The story is really interesting so far. The cast is great. It is definitely like a darker experience compared to what Digimon normally is, because Digimon is
Mhm.
definitely like tread into
It's
dark
very
waters
child
before.
friendly. Yeah, like
Yeah,
the Digimon I remember.
some seasons do get a little messed up. So like I'm excited about it. I'm really having fun with it. I'm excited to keep going with it. I'm playing it on Switch. Looks beautiful on the OLED. The art style is fantastic. Performance wise, it is a little hit or miss. It does kind of chug a little bit sometimes, which like for a game like this is a little weird. Like it's definitely a little bit inconsistent in its frame rate. But other than that, like absolutely loving it. Like I'll probably do some sort of review for the channel just because there are so few reviews out there about Digimon Survive. I just want to get a little bit deeper into it and see how much these choices will actually affect the rest of the game. and how it might change, because there are apparently reports going on that like you may need to do like a second or even a third playthrough if you want to see everything, because of like different ways the game can go. So
Hmm.
excited to keep going with it. Really loving it. And I also just want to give a quick shout out to season 4 of What We Do in the Shadows. This season has been fucking fantastic. The show is consistently hilarious. I've even gotten Senna in. Like, she's actually watched like 3 or 4 episodes with me of the first season. Really, really good, really funny. I just encourage anybody who's looking for like a really special dumb brain of humor to check that show out, because it's so good. But D, what have you been up
Not half as much as what you've been up to. Like you seem
to?
to have been doing a lot. So just going back, we did do our watch party for Paper Girls, which is incredible.
Right. Yeah.
Guys, go check that out. I definitely binged it. I had to act like kind of like I was surprised when we watched the 5th episode. Listen, my emotion when something happened to one of the characters was real. Like it was real the first time and it was real the second time I watched it. Um, but yeah, I binged it. And I'm terrible about binging things. Like I just go through and I binge it. I also binged the show called Bear,
Oh, I've
which
heard
is
it's
on.
good. Don't spoil it. I've downloaded it
Okay, I'm
and
not
I've
gonna
heard it's really
spoil
good.
it.
But go on.
I mean, like you just basically told everything about Digimon. I can't talk about Bear now. God. Anyways,
I just
guys,
don't
go watch
want
it.
just want you to
It's so good.
spoil it. That's
I'm not
all.
gonna
Go on.
spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil it. Go watch it. It's it's good. I mean, I binged it. And I'm going to say one thing. I'm really glad, and I don't think this is, well, that might be spoilery. Okay, I'm not going to say it. Watch it, Matt. Watch it soon so I can like say what I want to say about it. Okay. Anyways, go watch it. He is so cute. He literally, yes, yes, you have a
I have a
question?
question. Yeah, Matt from the press pool. Is it like a comedy? Is it a drama? I haven't watched it yet, like I said,
It's
but like
drama.
like it's a drama. Okay,
It's a
thank you.
drama. Um, there's not much funny in that at all. I don't think I laughed one time. Like, I don't think I laughed one time. I will say that there is a sister in the show, which is not spoilery, and I just don't think she's needed at all in the entire show. And
Really,
I told Erica that, and she left. Yes,
Erica?
her presence is not needed. I don't know why she's there. She doesn't further the plot. She's just annoying. She reminds me of the fairy and the Zelda game where she's like, "Hey, hey, hey,"
Listen.
like
Hey,
yeah.
listen.
Hey, listen. If you know what I'm talking about and you go watch Bear, I guarantee you'll be like, "Oh my fucking god, that is exactly." She's just so annoying to me. Anyways, shout out to him because he rocked it. And I kept looking at him. I'm like, he's so handsome in like a weird way, and I couldn't figure out what it was. He looks like he's from Rome or like a Greek, whatever. Like when I look at him, he reminds me of like Antony, the one who was with Cleopatra. Like that's what he's supposed to look like his like profile, his nose, like the way his eyes are set, and then like his hair. If you ever go back and look at like old Greek like statues or coins, like that is what that dude looks like. He looks like he
Dang,
just stepped out of, yeah, he's really handsome.
boy, can
He
get
has
it.
like no lips though. Like his lips go like non-existent when he smiles. Like they're just gone. It's, oh my god, it's funny. But he's a handsome dude and he plays the part really, really well. Um and this is not spoilery. It's obvious, like if you've seen the previews, it's obviously about a restaurant.
Mm.
This is the first show I've seen about a restaurant where just like I didn't see a lot of food. I thought I was going to see a lot more food than I saw. You know what I mean? Like cuz usually like that's part of like the whole like thing, but there's just a
Yeah.
lot of drama going on. So I think you'll enjoy it. I don't know, check it out. Um what else have I been
But
into?
I have another question.
Oh, yes, yes. Press.
Yeah, Matt Swinsky from the press pool. If this is a show about food, were there by any chance any sandwiches used as paperweights in the office of this restaurant? Because I
No,
feel like this
because
would be
I
a
think that would have been disrespectful. Like they know how to, like they know what to do with sandwiches. But I mean, this might be a little spoilery. There are sandwiches in the show.
paperweights. Amazing. Go on.
Oh my god. Um, and then I just want to give a shout out to these two content creators. They don't know me. I mean, like one of them follows me and we like each other's stuff. But they're content creators who basically stream a lot of Minecraft, and you guys know I love Minecraft. And they do a lot of these challenges, like 100 days in hard mode, and like where they can't die and things like that. Mosey I believe he's from the UK. If I'm wrong, Mosey, I'm sorry. We will tag you in this. I love your content. Keep doing what you're doing. And if you ever want to just come on our show to talk about Minecraft, please do. I need somebody to talk about Minecraft with. Also, Forge Labs. Matt, this man is so Canadian. Like, he is so funny. Like, listening to him talk, like, makes my fucking day. All right. I don't know how else to explain it, but the way he says things, like, I've just never heard it. Like, he'll be like, hey, what's up, my mans? And I'm like, why is he putting a plural on mans? Like, who does that? But it just sounds so natural coming from him. Yes, Matt?
Is he from Toronto?
I don't know where he's from. I know he's from
There's like
Canada.
there's like a certain like Toronto man like dialect almost, and I wonder if he falls into that category.
I'm
What's he
going to
called?
Forge Labs. I'm going to give you, well, you're going to look it up anyways. He is funny. He is so funny. And I want to tag him when we put this up as well, because I absolutely love your content. And I think I'm going to start doing that. Like, I'm going to start calling out other content creators who I think are doing an amazing job. Just like really representing like a good kind of
Oh my
wholesome
god.
community. Can you hear him? Did you
He is
just,
a he is a Toronto man.
oh my god, is that what that is? Oh my god.
If
I
you
didn't know
go
what that was.
when you go on TikTok,
Yeah.
like it's like a thing. Like if you like look up Toronto man, that is exactly.
Okay. I
It's like
didn't know what
pure.
it
It's like
was.
pure fuckboy Toronto man dialects. Like I don't know how else to describe it to you.
It is hilarious. Like, whatever that is, it is hilarious. I love it. Keep doing it. And yeah, we're gonna like tag you. And if you ever want to come on and just talk, that would be great too, because I love what you do.
Say
Also,
less. Say less. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Say
yeah, yeah,
less.
yeah, yeah. Thank you. That's he's like my man's, and I'm like, why are you
Yeah.
putting an S on that? But I love it. I love it. Okay.
Bare
Um,
facts. Let me tell you. Say less.
yeah,
I
I
got you.
do
Go on.
really like it. I love it. But so other than that, I've been playing. I got back into Valheim. I love that game. It's crazy how like low poly it is, but how beautiful that game is. Like the scenery is just great. To be fair, I'm playing with Johnny, Galactic Squire. I'm playing with Baron, and I'm playing with a friend named Jeremy. And listen,
Renner.
um it is no. I'm hoping that he'll like get back to me so we can all play together, but he has yet to reply. Um it it is so much fun. It is so much fun playing with them. The only thing is F stands for family, and Johnny doesn't seem to understand what that means. Yeah, we might bring Matt on.
Yay.
But he doesn't seem to understand what that means. He keeps running off and like doing his own thing, and then he's like he's doing it for the empire and like all of this other stuff, like he's doing it for the good of us. But listen, let me ask you guys this. If you're playing a game together and everybody else can see everybody else on the map and you turn yourself off so nobody knows where you are you doing it for the good of all of us? Or are you like sneaking off doing some shit and hanging out with goblins and greylings and not trying to help us? That's all I'm saying,
Oh
Johnny.
my
That is
god, I
all
have
I'm
to play
saying.
with you guys.
Yeah, yeah, you do. You absolutely do. It's we've been having a blast. Fame is
I'm
like,
on
why
his
don't you
team.
guys
I'm
stream
going
it?
out with you.
We're
I'm
all
going
on
out
the
with him.
same team. That's what I'm trying to say. Like there should be no
For the
separation.
Empire.
Oh my god. I don't know if I'm gonna give you the key to this now. But Fame was like, why don't you guys stream it? So we might stream a couple of episodes. You guys, it is pure hilarity. Just know that I'm very serious about my Valheim. And you might see a bitchier side of me when I'm playing with a bunch of guys who are just fucking around. And I just want you to know that's not me all the time. Okay. But yeah, that's what I've been doing, playing Valheim, and which is a great segue because Valheim is a survival game, and that is what our topic is today. Like basically, what makes up a good survival game? What survival games stand out to you? And kind of like just letting you guys know that there is a survival fest going on Steam. So if you haven't played a survival game and you really want to get into it, right now they're showcasing a bunch of amazing survival games that you can jump into. If you want to jump into Valheim, Ark, Don't Starve Together, Minecraft is not on Steam, I don't think. I don't think it is, but Minecraft is also a type of survival game. So, you know, check out Steam and let us know down below what your favorite survival game is, and maybe we'll play it, pop it up on stream.
Pop it up. Yeah, so D, you're kind of like the survival game master, I would call it. Between the two of us, like I enjoy survival games fine, but they're definitely like not my go-to. So let me ask you this. What are like three things that a survival game like needs to have? And I'm not talking about like specifically to grab you or whatever, but like what are three basic things that survival games absolutely need to have to be good?
Okay. This is gonna sound weird, but like it has to have a good fishing mechanic. I really think it has to have a good fishing mechanic. Um, I also think like in the beginning zone, there needs to be a good like a really decent like curve to learning, like a gradient of how hard it gets. So in the beginning of the game you should be able to get everything you need within the first 10 minutes to survive the first night. All right, if it's too hard then like that's kind of ridiculous. The third thing I think is that I personally think a good survival game is perfect for multiplayer. I don't really like playing survival games that are single player. I like playing with other people. I like building a community. Oh yeah, and building aspects. Like I love Valheim, but like building in that game sometimes like fucking does my head in. I'm just going to be honest with you. Like trying to snap things and make things look right, like it just kills me. But I love it and like it's a challenge and right now I'm building a tree house and guys it's going to be epic. Oh my god, the first house I built, it is so massively beautiful. Um but yeah, you need to be able to
Yeah.
build a decent like home, a decent shelter. You need to be able to get everything that you need, like the basics that you need within the first 10 minutes of gameplay. And I mean like if you're in there and you're trying to get those things, not if you're in there and you're looking around and just exploring. Um and this is a fourth one, just a bonus. I want the scenery to look nice. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? Like, and I know you're
mhm.
like, you play Minecraft, but like, have you ever like zoomed out of Minecraft and like looked at some of the like landscapes? They are gorgeous. Not only that, Minecraft is very moddable, so you can make things look the way you want them to look, which I like.
But I also think that like Minecraft has an art style that it committed to and it works. Like I think as long as you're
Yes.
consistent, right? Like it's more of like a low poly experience, but I think the game does look really good even without all
You
the
know
HD
what
and
you're
everything
getting
because it
into. Yeah. You know
100%
what you're
like
getting into when you play Minecraft. Like, yes, absolutely.
yeah, like I think it has to at least have a consistent and pretty art style. It doesn't have to have like jaw-dropping graphics that are like quadruple
Oh
A, but
no.
I think as long as it like the art style they commit to it and it looks good, I think that works.
I agree.
Um
I agree. Same with
I think you've
Valheim. It's not like super high graphic, but it's beautiful.
exactly. And I think you've touched on like a couple things because I think for me, like the things that does grab me about a survival game is that like I think like the multiplayer is obviously like a huge part. But I think like something that V Rising that I think does really well is like it balances the multiplayer and the single player, like where both of them are equally as fun, regardless if you have someone to play with or not. Because I feel like there are some games that lean too heavily on the single player and some games that lean too heavily on the multiplayer. And I think
Mhm.
like striking that balance is really important. And I think, like you said, having a direction to go, especially at the beginning of the game, is absolutely critical. Because like I feel like a sense of progression is incredibly important, right? Like giving you the freedom to do what you want without feeling like confined to do a single thing, but helping you learn how to do those things is so important because I feel like it's awful to like jump into a game like that and being like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea where to go. I have no idea what to do. I have no idea how to progress. And I feel like even just giving you the pieces to start putting the puzzle together is super important. Like you said, in the first 10 minutes, you should have like an axe and like a way to survive the night. Like you should have some way to kind of function in that world without it being like an over exhausting experience. It can be difficult, it can be challenging, but as long as the mechanics make sense, I think that's the most important. That's like one of the most important parts. Because like, and for me personally, like I like bits of story. I like having like a hook to kind of grab you.
Mhm.
Because like it doesn't have to be like, oh my god, here's this massive lore dump. Here's entirely what the world is. Blah 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 blah. But even just giving you pieces to understand why you exist in this space, I think is cool. Um, and like I think for me, like the game obviously just has to be fun. Like even just like
Yeah.
I've only played Valheim a couple times, but like it's a game that like I've thought about just because like the first time we played it together, it was a lot of fun. Like I did enjoy myself, even in the ridiculousness of people trying to off themselves using trees, which I don't understand why people would do
That
that, but
that
here,
didn't happen. But
but
yeah, no, I
that's the
totally
world that
get
we
what
live
you're
in.
saying. It was a good time. And that's why I like those games. I like playing with friends. Another thing I wanted to bring up is that what I think Valheim does very well is there are peaceful areas that allow you to get yourself established, and then there are areas where it's like, okay, like maybe this is a little out of my territory. Maybe I'm not ready for this yet. And I think it's good to have that distinct kind
Yes.
of those places, like for example in Valheim. And I'm sorry I'm using this so like this example so much, it's just because I've been playing it. But you have the meadows, which there are beasts there, but like you can easily learn to like fight those beasts. And then you go to the dark forest, and even the name, you're like, okay, some shit is
Mm,
gonna happen in the dark
yeah.
forest. As soon as you run into that area, the title of that area pops up so you know where you're at. And I
Mhm.
think that's so important for somebody who's just starting, like, okay, I need to go ahead and back out. This is not, and the music also changes. Like the music is ominous. And that's something else I wanted to point out. I love a game that has good music.
Yep.
Minecraft has consistently been making really, really dope tracks. And I love that. Their music has gotten so much better. Like so much better. I think the pig step is a bop. It is like, I know that sounds like so dumb, and I'm going to have to like, I'm going to find it for you. But that song is dope. It is so good.
For half a second, I had no fucking clue what you were talking about. I was like, "What pig step?
It's
What
from
is that?"
Minecraft.
But
You
yeah,
get
and
it
then
out
my
of the
mind like
nether.
very quickly was like, "Oh, music, Minecraft." Like my
Yes.
mind connected the dots for half a second. I was like, "What? What?" What is a pig step? No, I think you're right. Like the music really does set the mood in such an important way, and especially because it's like at the core of it, it still is a survival game. Like whether it be the environment, whether it be enemies, whether it be whatever it is, trying to survive is still an integral part of the experience. And like the music, I feel like can really make that awesome. Um, Another game that I want to shout out because again, similarly, it's a game that like I played a bunch of, and it still sits in the back of my mind. Like I wish I had time to like sit down and devote to No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky
Mm,
is so fucking good, and like when it came out, yes, did it leave room to be desired? Of course. I even enjoyed like the base game when it came out. I had popped back to that world for a while when the full VR mode came out because again, like it was implemented well, and I really hope that we get like a PSVR two update for
right.
that game, like when PSVR two comes out to like actually have proper controller experiences and stuff because you can play with the moves. They were just a little bust.
Hmm.
But that's like to have like a procedurally generated universe and like you can and like the game they have donated not donated but they have put so much into that game. There's so many free updates. There's so much that they've added to that game, like freighters. Like you can be like space pirates now. Like they've built out that universe, and there's like no signs of slowing down. Like I'd be so down, D, to hop into that world together because it'd be so cool. Because like again, now there's multiplayer, and now there's pets, and now there's so much stuff that you could do in that game, and to just like I think that's kind of maybe one of my things is that like I prefer like sci-fi future settings rather than kind of like your medieval fantasy settings just as a whole. Like I enjoy like fantasy settings fine, but like my preference is always more on the sci-fi side. So like even this like
Right.
stuff with Valheim, like I appreciate for what it is and I do enjoy it. I think the reason like it didn't grab me to like really devote myself to it was a little bit based on the setting. So like I think it'd be really cool if we tried to do No Man's Sky together and like we could be like flying through space together and stuff and like building like a space pirate colony or whatever. Like I just love that there's so much variety within this genre, even for like again more casual players like myself in the space. Like No Man's Sky is so cool. It is so friggin' cool. I'm so glad that the narrative around that game has turned around.
Oh my god. You know what I'm thinking of doing? Like I just popped onto Steam just to see how much Valheim cost, and I kind of want to do a contest. Like this is like
Ooh.
just spur of the moment. I want to give away a copy of Valheim, and to whoever we give it away to, we'll let them join us on stream if they want to. What do you think about that?
I think that's kind of cool. And yeah, I think we could totally do that. And you know what? Let's make it even cooler. Why don't we also toss in a copy of No Man's Sky?
Let's do it. All right.
There's two games that we just shouted out. right? So let's do a giveaway. We'll give away a Steam copy of Valheim and a Steam copy of No Man's Sky. Okay. If you want to be entered again, similarly, drop comments below. Let us know what your favorite survival game is, and why you like it. Or if you don't have a favorite, what's one that you've always wanted to try? And let's do a little giveaway, D.
Yeah, let's do a giveaway. Let's be friends. Come on and let's just have a good time. I'm down
Yeah,
for it. I'm totally down for it. So we have No Man's Sky, we have Valheim, and we'll probably be announcing those next week.
yeah. Let's do it next week. You know what? No, let's do 2 weeks
You're
because
right. That's fair.
because
That's
this episode
fair.
is a little late to the game. Let's do 2 weeks. So then that way, so on the episode that will go live on the 17th, we will announce the winners for
I think
things.
that's fair. I
So
think
again,
that's fair.
just drop in the comments below. Let us know what game you want. Let us know what game you want and what's your favorite or a game you've always wanted to try from the genre. Let's celebrate survival games because I think these are cool.
I think they're
Um,
cool and I think they're worth celebrating. Yeah, let's do that. And you know what? We're gonna tag the developers from Valheim. We're gonna tag the developers from No Man's Sky, and we're gonna let them know
mhm.
we're doing this contest because we love their games. Oh my god, we love their games. I love their games personally. Yes,
I
I need
also
to
love
buy
their
No
game.
Man's Sky because I don't have it, so I'll get that as well, so we can all play it together.
I'm saying it'd be really cool. Like I think that it sets itself apart, especially like leaving the planet for the first time and flying out into space is such a cool moment because again, like the game starts with you like crash landed on a planet and you have to like survive and build your way out and to be able to leave the planet, and then there's like a whole universe that just opens up around you. Super super cool. But I think D, let's talk a little bit about what what where what is a game that we would want to see made into a survival game. So you can take like an existing IP, you can take whatever, but like what is a game that what is a type of survival game that you would want to see made with like what characters, how would you want it to look like?
I think for me, like what I would really like to see is I want to see something that incorporates dating. I know.
Yes.
I really want to see
Yes.
something where I have to build a relationship with someone. Um and that's part of surviving. And once you build that relationship with someone, like they help you within your community. And I will tell you that like Minecraft had something it's not at all similar, but I absolutely loved it. It was a mod that someone created and basically like you could get boyfriends and girlfriends and once you would have to win them by giving them like something that they liked. Like I think girls liked yellow flowers and guys liked something else. But once you won them over, like you basically had you could have as many as you wanted and you had like this army of boyfriends and girlfriends. And then whenever something attacked you, they would attack on your behalf. Like the girls would throw high heels and the boys would throw game controllers. And I just thought that was like the most hilarious thing ever. And I really want somebody to implement something like that in a survival game because I want an army of lovers to fight on my behalf as I fight these like ghouls and goblins or whatever I'm fighting in the game. I really love that. Like I want it.
I think that's awesome, especially like if you toss in some husbandos and some waifus, the likelihood of me playing that game goes up. So if we get a survival game that tosses in some of those elements, that would be dope. Something that I would really want to see, and it doesn't have to like okay, fuck it. I do want it to be Pokemon. I want a Pokemon survival game that like let's take the cast back to the original 151, right? Like let's boil it back down, and I want you to be like again, you have to survive. You can
Hmm.
catch Pokemon, they can live with you, but you have to like again maintain their health, maintain your health. Like I want the Pokemon to feel like an actual threat when you're out in the world. You know what I mean? So basically, give me
Yeah.
something like Arc or like even something like Valheim, but again with Pokemon kind of like slapped on top of it,
Arc
or
would be
even
the
Digimon.
closest one because you can actually tame animals in Arc. So like, yeah, that would be dope with Pokemon. I would play that. I don't really like play the other Pokemon games, but if I could do a survival type game and it's multiplayer and like I could play with other people within that same world, like have my own server, that would be really really fucking cool. I'd be down to do that.
That's what I'm saying. Like especially it's just like if you're like again if you could do Nuzlocke runs where basically like when your Pokemon dies, like you lose it forever. Like I feel like there'd be some really cool ways to make it like really survival esque. And again, like make the Pokemon feel like genuine threats, make them their actual sizes. And and I think that would be a really cool way. Again, we'll never get it, but like again, like
I
similar
don't
idea.
know. They might get tired of doing the same kind of game and be like, let's, like spread this out. You know, it would be a really dope game just because the world is always beautiful. Like if they
What?
did a Zelda survival type game.
Ooh,
Like that would be really, really cool. Like, could you imagine doing dungeon raids like in Zelda with other people, like on a server? Like that
that
would
would
be
be cool.
so cool.
Especially
That,
if they set it as like a Knights of Hyrule type thing. Like, you know what I
yes.
mean? Like that's the kind of setting, is that like you're a new recruit to the Knights. And like you have to like survive or whatever. Something happens, whatever. But I think that would
It's
be a
like a
really
story
cool way to do that.
after, like afterwards, like after like all the wars, and Zelda's basically Zelda and Link are basically these legendary like figures in history, and like this is the continuation of the story, right? We're still battling evil
Yes.
forces. I love that.
That's what I'm saying. That would be super, super dope. And again, like, yeah, well, give me some sci-fi stuff. Give me something out there, out in the universe. Like I said, No Man's Sky already does a really cool job of that. But just living in those kinds of universes, those kinds of world would be really, really cool.
Could
Star
we
Wars one would be sick. I
could
would
we do
so. Go ahead.
sorry. Uh I think we were both thinking about sci-fi, but I was like, could we do one where we're like a ragtag group of like bounty hunters in
That
a
would be
survival
sweet.
type game, like a Cowboy Bebop style universe?
Can
Like
you
I think
exactly like? Can you imagine like you could actually like what is it? State of Decay. State of Decay, if you die, you like respawn as a new character, right? Can you
yes.
imagine like going after like a bounty that might be too tough for you, and like that it's too tough for you, and like you go down and you wake up as like a different bounty hunter, and you know what I mean? Like you could
Bruh, that
possibly
would be
like,
so
can
dope.
you
That
imagine
would
like
be
you could
so dope.
possibly like loot your old apartment if depending on the security, like it would be this. Hold on, okay, I'm thinking now. But like, what if like you get like your apartment, or you get your hideaway, right? And it like
Right.
persists in the world, and like you have to set up security and stuff because like other people can raid your stuff, right? But if you die, then there's a chance of, it's like, okay, do you leave security lower and chancing other people robbing you, but then you have an easier time getting back to some of your equipment, or do you put your security up? You know what I mean? Like, and it's a tougher time to get back to some of your old stuff. Like,
Bruh,
I
what if
feel
like
like,
when you died, it actually like procedurally happened in the world where you find out like another bounty hunter was just killed, but it's like your
boom,
character and then it's like in
yeah,
the news. Oh
yeah,
my god, that would be sick. Oh my god.
so sweet. Yeah, I think this genre has like a lot, and I mean, like we see a lot of games, like a lot of other genres, even taking pieces of it, seeing stuff like hunger mechanics, or even things like like the stamina bars and everything. A lot of that came from survival games. So I think we're starting to see more elements of survival games in other places, and I just want to see more. I think they're cool.
I want to see more because I honestly, their replay value is so good. And especially when you're playing with other people, I never mind starting over because it's always a new adventure with a new set of people. And that's
Yes.
how I feel. It's always a new adventure. There's always, and I feel like in survival games, for me, they don't get old because there's always something to do. There's always something that you want to challenge yourself. I want to get better at building. I want to take on like I want to go to the ancient city below, like in Minecraft. There's always something new. And I think as long as they continue to update games, survival games, that like they'll always have great replay value. And I enjoy games like that. Like I want to be able to log in at any time or get a group of people together and you make these memories. I don't know if people talk about that, but you really do make these memories. And I love watching other people who play survival games with a bunch of friends because you can see they're having a good time. It's amazing
Hmm.
to have such a good time with people you're not even in the same room, but you still have this connection. You're still working together. You're still trying to like survive this game, and I think that's, I don't know, to me that's like one of the best things about gaming.
I think it's really cool, especially like it feels like MMOs and survival games are almost like two sides of the same coin. You know what I mean? Like depending if you
Mm-hmm.
want to go like your World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy, which is much more focused on the world and the story in terms of like leveling up and doing that kind of thing. And you have survival games that have MMO elements that are like, you just gotta friggin' live, man. Good luck. Like build your little
Yes.
shack and see what happens. Because when night comes, shit goes down. And like even like V Rising taking the kind of formula and flipping it on its head, where then day becomes the dangerous part because again you're gonna get your shit grilled if you get
I
caught in the
love that they
sunlight,
did that. I love
right?
that they did that. Like I was so excited to play a vampire in a survival game. We have to play it more. We just
We do,
haven't had a chance. But
and we got to
I'm
get
ready.
Lou
I'm
in.
ready to even add more people. Do you know what I'm saying? Like we're just
Mm-hmm.
all out there like wreaking havoc and shit. I love it.
I agree. I think we can totally do it. And I think it'll be fun. Yeah, we got to get Lou in on V Rising. We got to do some Valheim. I got to help Johnny, for the Empire. Um,
I
and
don't
I
even know what the empire he's talking about. He's a
the
dictator. It's not
Empire.
even about. It's not. No, it's not even about the empire. He just
I
wants to
bow
be a
down.
dictator.
Yeah,
Oh God, no! This is good. This is already. It already feels like a
I
mistake. But
yeah.
guys, you will get to watch that because we definitely will stream it.
We definitely will, and it'll be a beautiful mess. But D, I think I don't know. It's a bit of a shorter episode this week, but I feel like we're both a little out of it. We've had a good convo around survival games. Is there anything else that you want to toss in before we wrap here?
No, like guys, just go check out the Survival Fest on Steam. Mosey, keep doing what you're doing. I love the content you're creating. Um, Forge Labs, keep talking the way you talk because I literally think
Toronto
that
man. He
yeah.
literally is from Toronto. I looked it up.
I think like that's got me hooked. And yeah, we just want to thank you guys for being so understanding. I know we're doing a shorter show as Matt said, but like we're still here. We're still making content and we're doing it for you. We're doing it for us and we appreciate you.
Just maybe look at this episode as almost like a hangover to episode 150. We're a little tired after the craziness that was last week. But hey, another giveaway. Expect more details soon. We will again have, comment, tell us your favorite survival game or a game you've always wanted to try, and let us know which key you would like to be entered to win. And we will announce those winners in 2 weeks. Destiny, it is always a pleasure. And I look forward to seeing you all next week.
Bye
Peace.
guys.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Boop boop.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another fun-filled episode of the Burnout Brighter podcast. My name is Matt, and I'll be host for your blah 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 blah.